Alright, so as we continue to play Savage Worlds, Deadlands, Dark Ages, we know that our group has got in the middle of this affair between someone died, they're trying to help figure it out, and of course, one person is a dickhead, starting to feel like a Law and Order episode, and he is trying to attack the group as well as Harafen, the person that he accuses. Can our adventurers survive? Let's see. Welcome back to the channel. I'm Sacred, and this is the Sacred Art of Gaming, where we enjoy talking about tabletop gaming with an emphasis on solo play. And today, we're gonna do a solo play, we're gonna continue one, and we are jumping right into combat. Savage Worlds uses cards for initiative. 3 thugs, so it's kind of like a 3-on-3. Broga is also there, but he's not gonna really attack unless he feels like he's really got the advantage here. And this is in a stable, yeah. I think for this, we'll say that my character, do I really want them all to have different cards? Not really. So, all right, here's, oh my God. Jokers are a big deal. So this is my character, this is my extras, and then this will be the enemy extras. I always remember, for better or for worse, it is SHDC in terms of suits. So that is spades, hearts, diamonds, clubs. Clubs are always bad in Savage Worlds. So the good thing about Joker is that my character gets a +2 to both attack and damage, I believe, or just rolls in general for that whole round. And also, I think I get a Benny, actually. I get a Benny. Say the extras, I think, also kind of get a Benny, or, yeah, I forget. I don't know, we'll say 3. I don't know how I feel about that. Yeah, so, and I can also go at any point, including in the middle of their turn. So they can be like move and then attack, and I'm pretty sure I can jump in right in the middle of that. Wyman, our boy, he is not messing around. He is ready to F someone up. He's got a shield, he's got a sword. He is ready to go, baby. So this is going to be a fighting roll, which he is quite good at. So he's just gonna go right up to the closest thug and smack him in the face with his sword. 4 and a 5, these thugs, their parry is, try not to spoil anything. Oh, the parry is a 6. Yeah, we'll say they all have spears. Yeah, I guess it's just if you disarm them from having the spear, I suppose. I think we're gonna Benny that. Oh wait, no, I get a +2, herp-a-derp. So, that is a 7. Would I be doing multi-attack? I think I would. I would be doing multi-attack. So multi-attack, you get a -2 for each additional action you would do in Savage Worlds. That would cancel out the Joker. Would it also be wild? Wild attack gives you a +2 to attack and damage, I think. Yeah, I think he's just gonna come out swinging. Wyman is not messing around. We'll roll with it. I may be slightly off. So all of those calculations mean to say +2 from the Joker, +2 for the wild attack, -2 for the multi-action. Still comes out with a +2, so yeah, he will hit the first one. Sorry. Now, the short sword is strength plus a D6. His strength is a D8, so we're rolling this again. Terrible damage. We do have the +2 from the Joker. I guess I should double check on the wild attack. All right, here we go, wild attack. Adds +2 to the character's fighting attacks and resulting damage rolls for the turn, but he is vulnerable until the end of his next turn. Not this one. And it can be used with multiple attacks. Okay, so yeah, he does get the +2 from that too. So that is 6 damage, and their toughness, which I just, so 2, 4, 6, that would actually still shake them. That would still shake them. So yeah, that is something. That is something. So yeah, he'll go ahead and attack the same dude again, multi-attack, so everything considered, he gets, oh boy. Oh, wow. So that is a 10 over here, or because of that explode, or a 10 over there. So 10 or 10. That dude is toast. He was just shaken. He is now wounded. He is out. All right, so Selwyn, he did his thing. That is his turn. Next, we have our allies. So this is actually a pretty good turn for us. We'll say the Battle Priest goes next, and he's got a staff, which is okay, I guess. He doesn't really have much else. So we'll say he's going with that. He's gonna try and hit the next one with the staff. Oh, oh my goodness. Oh. So this can happen in Savage Worlds where things get real crazy. So this is 6, 12, 18. Wow. I'm just gonna say he takes him out. He's gonna take him out because that's just such an insane roll. That Battle Priest with God on his side. He goes up to the next one. So with a fury from Wyman the Warrior, he attacks multiple times at the first one until he eventually plunges his sword into them. Alwyn actually takes his staff and trips the next one and takes his staff and comes down and tries to whack him, knocking him unconscious. He doesn't actually want to kill him. And then that brings us to our druid, Ignis. Ignis is rocking a sling and a dagger and a spear. She's going to use the spear. And her fighting is also a d6. Man, that was such a wild d6 roll. 2. So yeah, she misses. I mean, to be expected, right? That was honestly what we just experienced was insane. So now these last two, they are going to go next. Who are they going to target? Are they going to go after the warrior who just did all kinds of crazy stuff? Or are they going to go after the priest who seems to be... These guys, I feel like they would go after the weak links. So there's 2 of them. I'll just go ahead and roll 2d6, 1 for each of them. 4 and 4 are Battle Priest. His armor, or his parry rather, is a 6 with his staff. One of them's dead, didn't get to use his thing. I think they're both going to use their bennies. What are the chances of that? So yeah, both of them trying to take on this Battle Priest quite unsuccessfully. We're going to shuffle the cards only because we just drew a Joker. Normally, you would keep going until a Joker is drawn. But yeah, the Battle Priest, surprisingly, I don't know if it's his big robe or what, but every time they think they're hitting him with the spear, he looks like a bigger target than he actually is. And surprisingly, kind of moving. He's moving a bit. All right, so this is me. Okay, all right, what are the chances of that? We'll start calling shenanigans if that kind of stuff is happening. All right, so this is Wyman. So we'll say our plucky, I say plucky, I don't know if that's really true, but our Battle Priest, he is going to go, and he's gonna try and take down one of these guys. 3, that is not gonna do it. He's gonna use one of his bennies. 4, that is also not going to do it. We're looking for a 6, which is actually kind of tough. So our druid, she sees that they're kind of hard to hit, so she's actually going to use her sling now. She's going to back up a little bit. She's going to try and use her sling, and her shooting is a d6. But one good thing about this, because she is using shooting instead of a melee weapon, she doesn't have to meet the parry. She then has to meet the normal target number of 4, which is why this is a strategic move. And that is a 1. I think it's kind of unfair to say that's a crit like we did earlier. I'll roll a second one just to see if it's a crit. It is not. Okay, so she misses even with the sling. That is it for them. SHDC, I go before they do. Wyman. Yeah, he's just gonna try and attack the next closest one that is next to the priest. This is gonna give him a gang up bonus. Wait, no it's not, because it's like 2 on 2. Cancels out. We got an explosion. All right, that is an 8. So that is definitely a success. So we have met the parry, and now we're gonna try and damage him by meeting or beating his toughness. With the sword, That is a 6. His toughness is a 6. So one of them is now Shooketh, and they are out of bennies, so we can't just benny out of it. So now it's their turn. He is going to try his best to break out of Shaken, which means he is going to roll Spirit, which is a D6. Nope. Is it crit fail? Nope. All right, so he is still shaken. Shaken is kind of like shell shock when you get like sucker punched or something. He hasn't taken damage technically, but he just is unable to act. There is still Selwyn though, and Selwyn, he is going to try and take out this damn priest again, despite the silliness of not being able to get him. 4. And his parry is a 5. So yeah, Battle Priest continues to not get hit. All right, 3rd round. If it's not resolved this round, I may just call it for the sake of time. So again, SHGC. Well, actually, we don't even need that because this is the highest. so Battle Priest. Does he have anything like? Not really. Yeah, he's gonna try and hit him. He's gonna try and hit the one that's shaken. He sees the shaken look on him. But you know what? We'll say, because we need to be a little smarter about this. Agnes the druid. This is where I'm failing a bit. She is actually going to use her, we'll say, notice. She's going to use her notice. She's going to point out an opening in one of the soldiers' like attack patterns if she can identify it. So this is going to give a buff to the Battle Priest. So that is a 4. That's a success. What is it? Vulnerable and something else. There's a good thing that happens. It's probably in my status cards here. Fatigue, distracted. Distracted and vulnerable. Okay. Character suffers -2 to all trait rolls. Okay. And then this one, actions and attack against... Okay, so I see what I need to do here. So that was a 4. I believe he resists it. And that was notice. What would even resist that? I don't know. We'll say agility. So that's a D6. 3, okay. So yeah, that's going to make him vulnerable, which means that actions and attack against him are made at a +2 until the end of the next turn. All right, so that helps out. That's where we need to get a little smarter. That's going to help our Battle Priest, who is not a wild card. So he needs everything he can get to beat this. So yeah, he's got a +2 now. And let's see, can he get past this parry? Nope, no he cannot. So that sucks. He does have a Benny. I think he used it already, but she'll allow him to use her. 6, now we're talking, baby. All right, so that's an 8. And then his staff does strength plus a D4. Strength is D6, so D6 plus the D4. Oh my God. I'm going to allow my wild card to use a Benny for him. Because it's my solo play, why not? All right, so that is a 5. Their toughness is, their toughness is a 6. Let me use one more Benny. Come on! All right, so this is where I get a little weird with Savage Worlds and fighting. Because of moments like this, can Wyman bring it home? Hopefully. He just wasted a bunch of bennies on his friend here, which technically you can't do that. I think there's an edge for that, but whatever. So yeah, the one that's shaken, he's going for his head. That is not going to be enough. He will benny. 5, and we're looking for a 6. God damn. Do we? Yeah, we'll use it. Oh, my goodness gracious. I need to find a better way to do this, because this is just not going to be exciting, in my opinion, if that kind of thing continues. So we will go back to see if he can shake out of that shaken situation. Just a D6. All right. Okay, so if I remember correctly, because he's got a success with a raise, he's not only breaking out of Shaken, but he can also act this turn. So yeah, we have the two melee characters onto 2 melee characters, so gang up is kind of null and void there. I think they're going to stop going after the Battle Priest. They're going to stop going after the Battle Priest because of all this, but then they're going to go after someone even worse. They're going to go after Wyman. Oh, a 6. Oh, man. So one of them attacks and misses. We'll do that one first. One of them attacks and misses. Wyman has Counterattack, which if I recall correctly means if they miss an attack against my parry, I get to hit back. Explosion. All right, so that's definitely a success with a raise, which I believe adds a d6 to my damage. So yeah, he's toast. As the first one comes up to him and tries to take him out, parries with the shield and just plunges his sword right into his chest. And we said that parry was an 8. Yeah, no, he definitely got a success. And he has a... Enemies have spears, which is strength plus a d6, I believe. Yeah, strength plus a d6. And their strength is d6. All right. Oh, that's not bad. So 7 against Wyman's toughness. His toughness is up there, though. So yeah, that actually did nothing to Wyman. His toughness is a 10. Now, I'm going to say, based on what I just experienced, 2 of them went down. We'll say the named one is the one that's still around. They're going to run. They're going to run with Broga. They're going to retreat because, I mean, for many reasons. It's just silly. Yeah, I do want to play more Savage Worlds solo, but this is honestly why I think I stopped, because of too much back and forth and not enough happening. All right, so now that we've done that, let's go back to our page here. Broga, he does apologize. I'm so sorry. I don't know what came over me. I'm despondent over the death of my beloved, he claims. And he may even offer payment for his brashness. It's all, yeah, whatever. I think we kind of assume. Will Wyman let that slide, though? Will he let him go in this situation? I think Wyman's going to step up to him. He's going to get right in Broga's face. And he's got his blade sheathed, because I think it would escalate too much if it was unsheathed. Broga, you mark my words, you will never become a thane of this land. If I see your bloody face again, do you understand me? And Broga kind of scoffs at him and walks off. All right. Now, after that confrontation, Broga returns to his estate, where Jeffrey is there, and his hold on reality snaps. The players don't actually know this, but you as a viewer, I will share this so you kind of have an idea as to what happens. He lets Broga know that he plans to go into the woods and sell his soul to the huntsman in one last spiteful act upon the hated world. I thought there was a quote here, but I don't see one. Now, we fast forward a little bit, and the group talks about this. And also, we didn't really talk about Hrafen, who was also present. We probably should have had him get attacked or something. That should have been more of the story there. But Hrafen is just, thank you so much. I can't possibly thank you enough for everything that you have done. And Wyman's just kind of like, just agitated by the whole situation. But the priest and the druid are a little bit more accepting of his thanks. And the battle priest just lets him know, yes, my boy, all living things do deserve a chance. No one should take a life from another. And he thinks back to, he actually looks at Wyman, because Wyman did like kill, whereas he was knocking people out. You know what? Did we kill 3? We did. We did kill 3, but whatever, that's fine. theater of the mind. Now, after that, there's now going a few hours in the night. All of a sudden, someone would definitely have to be on watch. We'll say it's the druid. Her notice is a D6. 1. Is it a crit fail? Nope. So she hears some noise, but she hears some howling off in the distance. She just kind of assumes that it's wolves. Oh! So she doesn't. There's a lot of additional juicy bits that specifically the druid is shitting the bed on, and we're not getting it. If I do show my camera for those parts, you could probably just see it. Moments later, the sound of an unholy huntsman's horn reverberates through the night, chilling the listeners to the bone. The group feels certainty the horn's sound was meant specifically for them, causing a fear check at -2. Fear check is going to be with spirit. Let's take a look at our character's spirit here. So D6 on my boy. This is with a -2, so not good. Agnes is going to be a D8, and he's probably going to be a D8 too, yeah. So Wyman, no good for Wyman. We'll say this is the priest. 6, so he actually succeeds. She does not. So, fear rolls. It's been a while since I've looked at fear rolls, but I think we're close to it in the book here. Nope, I'm mistaken. Here we go. Fear. So this is actually going to be a D20 table. Voila. We're gonna roll two D20s. This will be our druid. Nat 20, all right. Oh, nope, that's actually bad. High is bad. But it doesn't really matter for this. She's actually going to get a major phobia hindrance, which actually, no, that probably is bad. Major phobia to probably the huntsman and his beings here. And Wyman gets a 2 adrenaline surge, so that's actually good. The fight response has taken over. He acts as if he had a joker this action. Okay, cool, I'll take it. They hear the we'll say that's the horn. We'll say that is the horn, and then minutes later, the first of the hounds finds the party. A large black hound bursts from the shadows, charging at the nearest member of the group. Its appearance forces a second fear check as it lunges out of the dark. We'll say the fear check is on his turn. Okay, so one hound, one single hound. And I think we will end it there. I think this will be like feels like it'll be a 3-part deal. So yeah, this will be a 3-part adventure as opposed to the 1, which, I mean, sure, we're looking at like 30 minutes apiece, but okay, all right. Deadlands, Dark Ages, it'll come out someday. Are you excited? Are you excited for Deadlands in general, Savage Worlds, etc.? Let me know in the comments down below. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, do all the YouTube things, and I will see you in the next one as we continue to explore the sacred art of gaming together.